10 most haunted places in Britain. Borley Rectory, Essex. Borley Rectory was a Victorian mansion in a pretty village of Borley, Essex. It was destroyed by a fire in 1939, but gained a reputation as being heavily haunted. After a series of local reported some unexplained paranormal goings-on. In fact, the hauntings at Borley caught the nation's attention when the story of Borley was covered in the Daily Mirror, and by noted paranormal investigator Harry Price. The first indication that there was something paranormal happening at the house was footsteps heard in the dead of night in the 1860s, the ghost of a nun, two headless horsemen, a phantom carriage, and the phantom ringer of the servant's bell, and bottles thrown are just some of the paranormal incidents reported at Borley. Ancient Ramin, Gloucestershire. The ancient Ramin has been referred to as the most haunted house in Britain. The house itself is said to have been located on many sinister happenings, including child sacrifice, suicide, black magic rituals, and was also used as a hideout by criminals. The current owner, John Humphreys, believes that he shares his home with all sorts of spooks, two demons, a witch, orbs, and other ghostly presence, and many people who have visited the property have described it as the scariest place they have ever been to. Pendle Hill, Lancashire. Pendle Hill is located in an area known as Pendleside. It's famous for its links to George Fox, which led to the foundation of a Quaker movement. A Bronze Age burial site was also discovered at the foot of the hill, and it was also home to Pendle witches, prompting many people to visit the sites in search of ghosts and spirits. Most Haunted visited the site in 2014 for a live episode, and presented by Yvette Fielding, maintains that the episode was the scariest episode of Most Haunted they have ever filmed. Bury Pomeroy Castle, Devon. The Bury Pomeroy Castle, Devon is known to have been a picturesque castle in an even more picturesque town, but the pretty facade hides a sinister secret. The castle is haunted and is actually reported as being one of the most haunted castles in Britain. Two female ghosts, the White Lady and the Blue Lady, is said to haunt the castle. The Blue Lady is said to haunt the tower and lure passers-by to her aid, and if they help her, it is said that they fall to their deaths. The White Lady is said to haunt the dungeons. Woodchester Mansion, Gloucestershire. Woodchester Mansion is an unfinished Gothic revival mansion in Gloucestershire. It looks completed from the outside. Inside, several rooms and lots of plaster and a whole floor are missing. Over the years, it has gained a reputation as a haunted location, and several paranormal sightings have been reported, including that of a phantom horse, the tall man of the chapel, and a ghost in the cellar. Some visitors to the mansion have been attacked by ghosts, and others have collapsed, whilst a woman who had been to the bathroom has reportedly seen a floating head. The ghost of a little girl and the ghost of an old woman have also been spotted at the site. Village of Pluckley, Kent. Pluckley Village has a reputation of being the most haunted village in Britain, and it was actually named just that by Guinness Book of World Records in 1989. Between 12 and 16 ghosts have been reported in the village, including a screaming man, a highwayman who appears at a fright corner, a schoolmaster found hanged by a group of children, a woman who is used to sit on the bridge smoking. Pluckley has been featured in numerous television programmes, and is a favourite spot of ghost hunters across the country. Athelhampton House, Dorset. Athelhampton House is located in Dorset. It is thought to be one of the most haunted places in the country. A pair of duelists haunted the Great Chamber, where they were once interrupted a female guest by fighting tapping sounds have been heard coming from the wine cellar, whilst a ghost of the Grey Lady has been seen around the house and on numerous occasions. The padding sounds of a phantom cat's feet have also been heard on the bare floorboards around the house. Salisbury Hall, Lancashire. Salisbury Hall is a black and white medieval house that dates back to the 14th century. It is reported to be haunted by the ghost of Lady Dorothy Southworth, amongst others, and has been investigated twice by Most Haunted, once in 2004 and once in 2009. It has also appeared on episode of Ghost Hunters International, and a number of ghosts have also been caught on camera at the hall. Chillingham Castle, Northumberland. Chillingham Castle dates back to the 12th century and has its fair share of ghostly tales and encounters. It holds frequent ghost tours to allow visitors to spot some of the castle's other wildly inhabitants, including that of a blue boy, a tortured child, and the ghost of Lady Mary, and a spooky rail procession. The castle has recorded 8 executions, and the ghosts of the executed are still thought to still haunt the castle today. Hellfire Caves, West Wickham. Excavated in the 1700s, there's caverns go for quite a quarter of a mile underground and were used as a meeting place for Hellfire Club. The caves are a popular paranormal location, and there are frequent tours, some of which are to be lively. The team and several members of the public experienced small stones being thrown at them, terrifying growls and temperature fluctuations, a physical interaction, and even a shadow figure in the caves, according to the Ghost Finder. Thank you for watching Gaz TV, and please hit the like button and follow me on Twitter and Facebook. So, thank you again.